Greetings, friends. Today we are going to start working on our new growing dome from Growing Spaces. Hey, you're on.
Welcome. Progress is happening here. Walls are going up. And yeah, it's just like a big puzzle. So, a lot of fun. Just kind of do all the little details to make it fit together correctly.
Nothing you can't fix with a leaf blower. It's my man's motto. The all-important leaf blower. Okay, so you cut that after. That's where the door goes. Here's all the other walls. Not all the other walls. Here's some of the other walls. Here's the geothermal pipes. Okay, got it. So you gotta work it to kind of line it up. Is there any special trick to getting that hole in there when it's at an angle, or it's like your drill doesn't really have a problem?
It's not a big deal. I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll show you why. Sorry. Butterfingers.
Like no rush.
This might have some wood chippings in it here. Should I be like the essential craftsman and I'm like, what is the meaning of a nut? Without a nut, you would not have a bowl. And their opposing factors control and hold together the world, literally.
Right, if it's not worth doing it right, it's not worth doing. She likes her doggy door. Alright, good job. Oh, that's neat. So it kind of twists it up, huh?
Yeah.
What are the brackets called?
I really don't know. The hubs, I guess, would be the term for it. That's what they're calling them. That makes everything happen.
It's neat.
Made out of aluminum, surprisingly.
Cool.
So
Don't hurt yourself.
Is this a big, powerful hammer, Mama?
It is, buddy. Just be careful, okay?
Okay, I'm being careful.
Yeah, I could tell.
So it's coming along, right?
It is. It looks lovely. So your little foreman over here.
Do you want to walk through this thing, Mama?
I'm good, buddy.
I'm taking these giant rocks out.
Oof. Okay, don't hit anything.
Okay. I'm taking these big rocks out, Daddy.
Okay.
So
Don't hit the dog, especially, please.
louder. Watch out, honey.
More bolts.
Are you watching me too, Mama?
I'm watching you.
Mama!
Do you want me to watch you, buddy?
Yeah, I want you to watch me.
Pretty easy having this whole hub thing, which is a good idea. I mean, I'm sure other people have done it. It's kind of, you guys have done a good job with it.
Well, it does look pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
Daddy,
Yeah, bud.
I'm making it very flat inside
Okay.
of the stone.
Awesome.
Daddy,
Look at that. First layer's done, and I'm gonna do the tie around bar.
Nice.
Daddy.
Yeah. Thanks for wanting it. Leave all open. Hey?
Hey. So we built this greenhouse and we started really well with the taking videos of all the steps and doing all the things. And then I kind of stopped filming stuff and we just did it. So I'm gonna go through how we did it, what we did, and the current results. So as you can see behind me, it is completely built. And it's actually been built for a few years. But let's see what we did here. We'll start on the outside. Alright, so the frame went up. The polycarbonate siding went up. You can see here, for each apex, each vertex we have here, you take a clear, kind of gooey tape to seal it up. So that took a surprisingly long amount of time. And I wouldn't say it's, it still drips in there, but that's what you get. These are the solar panels. And then we also have this solar panel. So these solar panels are for the pump that we have going in there and for the geothermal tubes to run the fans, and then for the fans here. So we have other windows that open up that have these louvers that react to heat. So when it gets really hot, they automatically open up the windows. So those don't require any electricity. Here's the retaining wall. So you could see where the tape is coming over there. And that's the external part. You can see that there's these knee walls that you install first. And those have a similar construction strategy. You have this tape that kind of covers up the, well, not tape, but flashing. All right, and then we have our dragon fruit out here. So yeah. And there's those guys. One of them we have just permanently open so the banana can stick out. And the other one goes up and down with the weather. But today it's going to be 93 degrees. What else? A little extra part of the construction is you have this little inlet inway with the door. And a little Growing Spaces logo. So I think that covers it for outside. Let's take a little view of what we got going on inside. All right, so this is the second year version of our planting schedule. I will post a few pictures here, insert here, about what it looked like when we first did it. But it doesn't really matter that it's filled with plants. I should be able to explain how we did this, right? So here's our grow dome. And let me explain the systems that we have in place. So first of all, the grow dome kit does not come with raised beds. That's up to everybody's own, your choice, how you want it to look, what you want it to look like. However, what you do get is there's this, you do get some, this material, the steel, to sort of put in there, and it acts as a little bit of a weather resistant material. And, water resistant, I should say that. What we decided to do is to install Vigo raised beds. And so we have these, they come in a kit. We installed, so we have a 26-foot dome, and we decided to install, we have a 6 by 6 foot square beds, and we have a 4 by 8 foot rectangular bed, and then we also have a built-in bed that Nick just made. So I'll say, I love these beds. They're super deep. They're 32 inches, I believe, and they're more than sufficient for, a gigantic banana tree or a gigantic fig tree or a gigantic, I say gigantic, but moringa with a bird's nest in it. And yeah, so I gotta say I do like these, okay? You have noticed, for the sake of authenticity, I have not cleaned up these beds. I just want you to know how it goes down. Everything's growing really great. The other thing is that we do have more room to build more stuff. All right, so that's the beds. I'm gonna cut to what the geothermal looks like now that you're in here. All right, so the geothermal, as you saw in the installation video, is a set of pipes that comes up, and at the end of the pipe there's a fan that pulls the air through. So this is how it looks on one side. So just realize when you're putting in your raised beds, you're gonna have to allow for that. So some people have them popping up out of the raised bed. Some people just kind of build around them. They're not very intrusive, but they are here. And what we have is a C-Flow inline blower. There's the model number, DC 12 volt, and that runs off of the solar. So that kicks in when it gets too hot and pumps air that's 55 degrees through the system. So it pumps it through here, shoots it out here. Right now we have something happened with our solar and it doesn't work. But it's not so bad. It's just a little hot, could be cooler. The other thing that's built in to this system is these fans. And these are also powered by the solar. And they open up, this shutter will open up when it's hot. And here's the thermostat. So you run that around. You can also see how the corners are bolted in. So that's that. Let's see what's next. I can see our fig is ridiculous. Ooh, the pond. Let's talk about the pond. All right, this is our pond. It acts as a thermal mass to keep it cool in the summer and hot during the winter time. It's pretty easy to see how it's built. So basically you're gonna have these panels. We have them in green. I painted them green. You can paint them whatever color you want. And you put them together and you're gonna have one large kind of sheet bolted together in the back and one large sheet in the front. And then you can see that on the side here, there's this angle that keeps it together, pretty well bolted in. After you make the initial shell, there's a liner that you're gonna stretch out right here and top it off with this kind of gasket material. You also put another support structure in here. This looks like it's like a 3x3 tube. And that keeps it from bowing back in. Some people put plants on here. We have our pump set up. You can see that it's coming up through there. We have a little bio bag that's supposed to clean it out. We have had, you could see mosquitoes in here. Mosquito larvae. Ugh. Alright, so we gotta treat this again. So every year we get mosquitoes. Last year we decided to throw a bunch of hydrogen peroxide in here and it killed the mosquitoes, but it also killed all of our plants. So I would say if you're gonna treat it, either do a low dose of whatever you're doing or, you know, take your plants out, treat it, let it off gas and dilute itself and then put your plants back in. So it looks like we're gonna have to do that again. But people also get fish, they get all sorts of stuff, I don't know. That's that one, and that is running off of the solar panel that still works. You can see the construction on the inside here. So once you are done with the shell, then on the north side you can install mylar triangles. And then you put the plexi on top of that. And that helps to reflect off the southern light, increase the light in here, but it also acts as a little bit of an insulator, so it'll keep it warmer in here on that side. We're in Tennessee, so right now that's our maximum 105, minimum 28. I don't know when it was 28, but I can definitely see it being 105 in here. This is the raised bed that Nick built, and you could see that because of that sheeting in the back, we just, you know, that's our water barrier right back there, and he made it pretty sturdy. So we did ours with untreated lumber, and then you can just burn it, and that adds a little bit of weather resistance to it. And then we have this corrugated sheeting, and he folded it over and put it in place. And then just for extra support, we have these tubes that go down a few feet into the ground to hold all the soil in. And we treated them like hugelkultur beds, so we filled them with wood rounds, branches, leaves before we filled them in. And we're actually using we're trellising our tomatoes like this, using these tomahawks, and that's working pretty well. These tomatoes are loving it in here. And you can see as well that we have this mylar up, this aluminate to decrease the temperature. You can also see that the plants are doing a really good job of shading stuff. So that's a good and it's a bad thing because it's pretty shady in here. So it's kind of survival of the fittest. You could see that guy's surviving. That guy's doing great. This tomato's doing all right. My dill already flowered. And the moringa's just loving it. And the cucumber's climbing up the moringa. So I would say overall it was a very intuitive build. It was not difficult to follow the directions. My husband has a history of making geodesic domes, so maybe that helped because he goes to Burning Man and he made his own dome, would put it up every year. So, but there's A pieces, B pieces, depending on the size, I would say is probably going to be different configurations, but for a 26-foot dome, it wasn't that bad. And it's very sturdy. We've never had any, we've had some tremendous storms here in Tennessee. We're in not Tornado Alley, but the Tornado Alley next to Tornado Alley, and nothing's even moved ever. And it's never suffered any damage from things hitting it. So we like it. We still have a little bit more work to do because we have some spaces we're going to put some raised beds. But for now, what we do is, try to utilize the vertical space. As you can see, you can definitely put up trellising in here. And then, for short-term solutions, just pots. And I move my plants in here, like the dragon fruit. We move it in here during the winter time. So we have some more plans, and the other good thing is about having the pond is when we go on vacation, we just have our automatic water system here. All right, so that's it. It's a lovely area. We try to keep it cool. I'm going to kill these mosquito larvae. We do have wildlife that makes its way in here because we have a tube that runs out for drainage and electricity over in the corner. So sometimes we get frogs that, there's the tube. You're like, you don't see it, it's fine. There's the tube. You can cover the tube. We just don't, because we're running a power cord through there. Yeah, there's the ginger. Alright, if you guys have any questions, sorry about not having more footage about the building of it, but you can kind of see how it's made. And I would say this is a pretty good size. For commercial cultivation, you would probably want to go bigger, but for a family hobby gardening, this works for us. Thank you so much from Gardening Families, and follow us for more videos. Bye.